Should be... All right. Oh, there we go. There we go. Do we have sound? Yes, we do. We have sound. Okay. Hi, Manuel. How's it going? So, very important thing to look at today. Well, important because it's so ridiculous. So I came across this. Actually, let me refresh this here. This stuff is just getting... It's... Okay. Where is it? What war means. War with Russia. Is the squeeze still possible? Yes, Tyler, it is. Huge Tuesday opportunity. Shorts are going to court for AMC and GME crimes. But that's not the one. Here it is. Stock J. Citadel buys 7 million AMC shares. Huge AMC price prediction. Now, I know this guy is kind of... I mean, it's funny for me to say that he's a nobody because I'm really the nobody here. But this needs to be addressed. Because it combines a lot of these misunderstandings and hot takes, spins on the facts, and this is basic shit that I would expect people who've been paying attention for the last year to know, to look for, and to spot as misinformation. So, pardon me if this is below your pay grade, whoever, but this is fundamental. This is seminal. So let me get the audio level, because I watched like a little bit of this. I skimmed through it. I looked at the transcript, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that these people are what they're saying. So here.
What is good, Ape Nation? It's Stock J back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only AMC stock, and something absolutely crazy that's going on is Citadel is reporting that they have more long than short positions on their filing reports. So I'm going to show you, are these numbers true? What does this mean for AMC, and what does this mean for the squeeze going forward? Now,
so right there, more long positions than short positions on their 13F filing. Well, we know that short positions are not reported on a 13F. The only thing would be put contracts, but those are put contracts. Those are contracts. They don't equate to shares. They would have to be exercised. They could be used for hedging. We'll get into that. He'll talk about that. But strictly speaking, only long positions are reported. And for that matter, if they're holding long puts, those are technically a long position, even though it is a put contract, but they purchased them. So they're holding those contracts that would give them, for each contract, the right to sell 100 shares of the underlying stock at a given price. We don't know the strike price either, or the expiration date on those put contracts. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's continue.
Before I say anything about Citadel, before I talk about how many shares they've been buying and what they're going to be doing in the future, I do have to mention some very important things first. The first thing is, I'm not a financial planner, so please don't take this. Not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Ape community. do sign up for Moomoo and deposit
Oh,
$100, you're
and of
not
course
only going to
this.
qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500, but you're also going to have the opportunity to win up to $200,000.
Can I just interject here? This is one of the crappiest brokerages that there is. It makes Webull look like Fidelity. It makes Webull look like Fidelity, which is funny because they both use Apex clearing. But I said, okay, fine. I'll get Moomoo. I'll get the fucking Moomoo. Stupid ass name. Got it. Installed it. I'm like, okay, I'll put $50 in the account. Put $50 in the account. And supposedly instant deposit. That didn't work. And secondly, nowhere did it say anywhere that you have to have $5,000 in your margin account to trade options. never seen that until I wanted to trade up, just try it out. Also, the prices were way off. Option prices were way off. Just like Webull, but anyway. Worse than Webull. Makes Webull look like TD Ameritrade. Makes Webull look like Merrill Lynch. Okay. And despite what anybody says, Moomoo is payment for order flow. They do take payment for order flow. Shown that many times.
As Moomoo's giving away 200 grand video. So AMC is holding up pretty well as of right now. As you guys know, we didn't have a bit of a red day on Friday, but here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing, AMC is still following this channel, this upward channel, quite well.
I mean,
it
come
still
on.
looks very bullish going into the future. Now, if you think I'm crazy for saying that,
this is less than a month. It's like 2 weeks.
If you think these big institutions that have been buying all this AMC are crazy too, well, check this out right over here. On their latest Fintel 13F filing report, right, we've noticed that Citadel has been disclosing some crazy things. And what else is very strange is the fact that they just happen to be investigated by the DOJ. So now the Department of Justice is probing Citadel. So why is it that all of a sudden we're seeing something very crazy in their report? So right now they reported that they're holding 162,000 AMC shares. So they're going long on that many shares, which means that if AMC were to squeeze, Citadel would get a part of that. But then here's the other very weird thing. Check this out right here. I'm going to go all the way down and you guys can see right here. The disclosed call options, that's worth 7 million shares worth of AMC for call options. So what a call option is, it's basically a contract that gives, I would say, maybe an institution or a person the rights to buy 100 shares at a given price. And if you are very bullish on the stock, that's when people would buy call options.
Okay,
so
not
Citadel
necessarily.
is now hedging their position. They're delta hedging essentially because of the fact that they know AMC has bullish momentum now. They know it. So
boy. Okay.
The thing is, we know that they have this many call options, but the question is, how many puts do they have? Are they shorting AMC as well? To what degree are they doing that? Now, look at this down here. At the very bottom, we can see the put options. They have 3.7 million shares worth of puts. So that means that Citadel also has tons of puts, but they have more calls than puts. Now, here's the problem, guys. Here's a big issue.
So the implication there being they have more call options than put options, so it must be that Citadel thinks it's going to squeeze because they have more call options than put options. That seems to be the logic here. Never mind, we're talking about a hedge fund. So, hedging is what they do.
The thing is, I don't necessarily trust this 13F filings because obviously it doesn't necessarily report.
Well, first of all, you're not looking at the 13F filings, you're looking at Fintel. You're looking at a third-party website that has all these locks on it. All these locks. It's all locked. You can't see it. You have to have a premium membership. Why? These are public record. You can go straight to the SEC, go straight to EDGAR, their online filing system, and pull up the actual filing. and you can see it for yourself. You don't have to deal with all these locks or buy a premium membership to this third-party site. All they do is pull the data from the SEC. There's no reason whatsoever to use these type of sites if you're supposedly presenting financial research. It's ridiculous. Also, well, we go back here. Well, I guess you have to have the no.
AMC as well contract that.
Go back. Actually, have to go back. Okay. Well, never mind. Sometimes it supposedly shows a cost basis, but I don't see
They
it.
trust this 13F filings because obviously it doesn't necessarily report synthetic shares or anything like that. So I do assume it's obviously it doesn't necessarily report synthetic shares or anything like.
It doesn't report synthetic shares. He doesn't trust the 13F filing because it doesn't report synthetic shares. What does that mean? You know, let's do 13F filings report synthetic shares. I don't see synthetic anywhere in these results because there's no such thing. There's synthetic positions. Those are options. So he's just assuming, he's just wrapping up this narrative. Synthetic shares. Synthetic shares. Model 3 dude in the house. How's it going? Just looking at some misinterpretation of 13F filings. And it's Stock J. It doesn't matter, though, because they all do this. They all do this. So he doesn't trust the 13F filing because it does not report synthetic shares. We hear that one more time.
Problem, guys. Here's a big issue. The thing is, I don't necessarily trust this 13F filings because obviously it doesn't necessarily report synthetic shares or anything like that. So I do assume it's probably a little bit more balanced out. But then here's the thing. Citadel knows that if AMC explodes, they know it has that squeeze potential. The thing is, if it were to like squeeze, Citadel has to kind of hedge their position. So they can't just go all in on puts. They can't just go, betting that's going to just drop and drop and drop because they're going to go bankrupt if they just run their business that way.
Okay.
So the first time Citadel made a big return, according to my research, was back around like 1987. That was back when the market had a big crash and they shorted.
We got to stop there. We got to stop there and hear that again. He's moving kind of fast. I'm going to turn him up just a little bit, but listen to this here.
Puts. They can't just go, betting that's going to just drop and drop and drop because they're going to go bankrupt if they just run their business that way. So the first time Citadel made a big return, according to my research, was back around like 1987. That was back when the market had a big crash and they shorted the market. But
okay, so he said the last time the first time
just run their business that way. So the first time Citadel made a big return, according to my research,
first time that Citadel made a big return, according to his research,
their business that way. So the first time Citadel made a big return, according to my research, was back around like 1987. That was back when the market had a big crash and they
1987 when the market had a big crash, and that's true, it did. However, I mean, what kind of fucking research did he do? Citadel was founded in 1990, my friend. Citadel was founded in 1990. Citadel didn't exist in 1987. Ken Griffin, I believe, might have still been in college. And he did trade. But Citadel was founded in 1990. That's right on the first Google blurb here. So, I don't know what he's talking about. Zero research. Absolutely none. So, yeah, that caught my ear.
Shorted the market. But the thing is, when big institutions do that, there's so much risk involved. So to mitigate the risk, they hedge their position, which is why they have all these calls. Now, what I find very suspicious is that the fact that
I think this guy was probably -2, -3 in 1987. um, I was 6, so. But you know, I would never. Be this sloppy.
We have this investigation going on, and it just seems like Citadel is now trying to clean up their act and make it seem as if they're not doing anything sketchy, even though I don't necessarily know what to believe out of this, but I'm just putting it out there, guys, that this is very, very suspicious. Now, what I do want to know, though.
Okay, so he's insinuating that, like, oh, Citadel's under investigation now, which in and of itself is a bit of a misrepresentation, because it's the, what is it called? It's that one of their hedge funds, Conqueror or something like that. I talked about it on Saturday. But now that they're under investigation and they're cleaning it up, well, that investigation has been going on, but it was just disclosed to the public. And these filings are these are fourth quarter 2021 filings. So, file date 2/14/2022, effective date 12/31/2021. So this is as of last quarter, which is fourth quarter 2021. And I don't need to remind anybody that it's first quarter of 2022, and we see, and this is the thing. This is the thing that it's like, I every time after these reports come out, they misrepresent them, and every time we try to chase after them and correct them. But here's where the new year started. There. So those positions were held back here. From here to here in this area. That's the area we're talking about. Oops. That's when these filings are relevant, not here. So this is now, and well, oh, it's only down about 35% since at this point. So this is the problem. This is the problem with this misrepresentation. So I want to hear that last
So
part
the
again.
first time Citadel made a big return, according to my research, was back around like 1987. That was back when the market had a big crash and they shorted the market. But the thing is, when big institutions do that, there's so much risk involved. So to mitigate the risk, they hedge their position, which is why they have all these calls. Now, what I find very suspicious is that the fact that we have this investigation going on, and it
All right,
just
let's hear
seems
about
like
the
Citadel is now
investigation.
trying to clean up their act and make it seem as if they're not doing anything sketchy, even though I don't necessarily know
How?
what to believe out of this. But I'm just putting it out there, guys.
Well, that's clear. You don't know what to believe out of it. But how? It's the same every quarter. They report shares, they report calls, they report puts on their 13Fs. Every quarter. The numbers go up and down, but it's the same. So what's the difference? How is this less sketchy somehow? It's not. I mean, it's not sketchy, but it's,
This is very, very suspicious. Now,
no, it's not.
what I do want to know, though, is that's the fact that they can't fake these numbers, right? All the numbers that are reported have to be real. They just don't include everything, such as synthetic. So why would they go?
Okay, well, that's a contradiction right there. These numbers have to be real. They have to be right. But they're not reporting their synthetic positions. I mean, I'm sorry, synthetics, not synthetic
I
positions.
want to know, though, is that's the fact that they can't fake these numbers, right? All the numbers that are reported have to be real. They just don't include everything, such as synthetic. So why would they go?
Shut the fuck up about synthetics. Okay, the other thing that's interesting is this disclosed call options here, 7 million shares. So divide that by 100, but it's actually down. It's actually down from the previous quarter, according to Fintel here. So it's actually a reduced position from third quarter 2021. Just pointing that out.
This along on AMC, and why are they trying to make it seem like they're actually more bullish? Because based off the data we have, they're holding more shares and they have 7.
I'm sure that they probably know that you guys are completely misinterpreting the 13F filings. I'm sure they probably realize that. But I really would highly doubt that they're doing it to make it seem like they're more bullish. I mean, that's what you're getting out of it. That's what you're getting out of it. It seems like. But anyway, that's absurd.
7 million shares worth of call options that make them more bullish than bearish. So that could also be a possibility. And Citadel knows that AMC is no longer in this falling wedge formation, and that we're starting to respect this upwards.
That's nonsense. Those are fucking fourth quarter filings. How did they know that in the fourth quarter that it wasn't going to be in this falling wedge? Which this is ridiculous technical analysis. Look at this technical analysis. What is this? What is this? What are these lines? Let me draw some lines. Oh, it's going to do this. What happens when it goes down past this line? Oh, let me move it. Let me move it. God.
Channel that's really going to bring us up going forward.
What?
Which means that
this is the weakest shit ever. Oh my God.
And this is a very good potential or possible bullish indicator. This means AMC may start to run up very, very soon. If even Citadel is reporting that they are going long. Now, once again, we don't know what, the extent of the...
He's going to make me go to EDGAR.
Their naked shorts are. We don't know how many, shares that they shorted that are fake. We don't truly know that. So
shares that were shorted that were fake. I mean, what in the hell? What in the hell, man?
Obviously, know we should take the data with a grain of salt, but we do know that they do truly have.
This is like.
7 million shares worth of call options. So that's about 70,000 call options. And we don't truly know when the expiration date is. So another thing that I am basically suspecting is the fact that expiration dates tend to be relatively short. So they could be expiring within a year from now. And that's the most probable scenario. So because they're doing that, right? Because they have calls that within such a short time frame, that means that Citadel may be anticipating a big move relatively soon, because typically call options are not necessarily for massive periods of time. So they're not expecting AMC to run up for like 4 years into the future, 10
well, no
years
fucking shit.
It seems like it's more likely that they're doing this for the short term because of the delta that these options may have. I'm not.
That's just totals. I mean. Okay. Jesus. Okay. Citadel exploration. Citadel advisors. Now, which number is it? Because there's a lot of them. Well, that's the that's for the AMC, probably this one right here. Yep, this one right here, 13F. Okay, so we're on EDGAR now. We're on the SEC site. Good old EDGAR. And if copyright violations weren't a thing, I would, like there's so many like musical themes that I want to put in videos and live streams and stuff. and I would use an Edgar Winter song. Anytime I talked about Edgar, that's going back to my old channel. But I never did because I didn't want to get busted, even though I did. Okay, so here we go. We found it. We went to the documents, and we're going to go to the information table. I can't remember if it's the XML or the HTML one that we want. Nope, we definitely don't want that. So you want the HTML one. It's been a minute since I've done this. Look, they've got 1-800-Flowers. 23andMe. Oh, yeah. That's actually a good point about crypto. So yeah, it's down to 37. BTC. Tulips. Just because I am lazy. I mean, I would take it back even farther than that, honestly. But anyway, yeah, who knows? Who knows here? That's shitty. This is the problem with going to EDGAR. The one problem is that these files are huge. So yeah, may have to just stop it and go down to AMC Entertainment Holdings. Okay, and of course, so look at the columns here. Value times 1,000. Shares, put or call. Yeah. So options are given in number of shares. So divided by 100. So this is value times 100. This is shares, and then put or call is listed here. So that would be divided by 100. So 70,315 calls, 37,119 put options. Okay. Now, here's the interesting thing I just noticed. He's making a big deal about how many, way more calls there are. Oh my God, there's way more calls. I mean, yeah, it is. But I mean, really? Well, anyway. 44, let's see here. Here's the shares. Here's the shares. Column 5, shares, and then values here. So, sorry. I'm jumping all over the place, but this is what you have to do if you want to look at filings. You have to come to EDGAR. Okay, so shares, value times 100. I'm sorry, times 1,000. Puts and calls. So what we can do now is duplicate this, which is a mistake, but you can go back on one of them. So I have this one here. This is going to remain as our reference, hopefully. And what we're going to do is go back to a previous filing. So we want the previous 13F. And Oops, wrong way. I didn't get enough of it. Crap. So this is all still current filing. Still current filing. I think I can filter it by... Well, anyway. I can't remember what date it would have been, so... I remember it did this before. Did this before on me. Okay, there we go. Now we've got it. All right. There. Okay, good. Now, just have to get this freaking... All right, here we go. Getting back there. Okay, there was a 13F. Just missed it. 13F HR. So this was filed in November. So that would be, this would be for third quarter of 2021. So the filings are due 45 days after the end of the quarter. That would have been September, end of September. So 45 days would be middle of November. Boom, right there. Okay, good. Information table. Oh, Lord. Okay. Probably already got up to AMC. AMC Entertainment Holdings. Okay, here we go. So, let me get it right at the top. As close to the top as possible. Okay. That's as close. Okay. So this is current. Maybe I'll do this. Shares. Puts. We'll make those red. We'll make the calls green. Right? Red and green. Okay, well anyway, 33,663, 162,429. So that's a bit of an increase. Well, what about the options though? Current ones are highlighted. Let's look at the shares. 3.7 on the puts, 7 million on the calls. Previously, 5 million on puts, 7.1 on calls. So calls actually went down. Calls went down. Puts went down as well. But curiously, look at the values. My highlighting went away. The calls used to be 272 on the value times 1,000. Now they're 191, but it didn't go down that much in the quantity of shares represented by those call options. Why? Well, price went down. So you're basically taking the fourth quarter, end of quarter price on all these. That's how you're getting your reported value here. So he's making a big deal about all these reported option positions, when in reality, actually they're reduced. They're actually reduced. shares, actual shares held, yes, is up quite dramatically from 33,000, and that's not multiplied by anything. It's just straight shares, regular old shares. 33,000 in third quarter 2021 to 162,000 fourth quarter 2021. So if I were he, I would make a much bigger deal about that than the option positions, which are actually reduced. And it even indicates that on here. It even indicates that on here. Right here with this minus 1.63. Where are the puts? And like, it's, so these are all the previous ones here. So this second line that it's all locked out. Why is it locked out? I mean, and you can see it right here. We have it. It's not, there's nothing premium about that. But see that effective date is 9/30, which is the end of third quarter. Reported file date 11/15, so 45 days after. So you can see that yeah, the puts went down by 25%. But anyway, you know, that's the best way to look at filings. And I'm not even going to go back to this. This is, I'll drop in here the end, but near the end. But you know, EDGAR, the EDGAR system is easy to use. I haven't used it in months, since probably third quarter 2021 filings, or maybe second quarter reported filings. I literally haven't used it, and you know, you just saw me use it, so it's not hard. Anyway.
Maybe in a few months from now, guys. So it's very bullish news. I can't wait for what this means for AMC. And I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. So, anyways, I kind of went on a rant,
too.
but I just want to put it out there, guys. Don't lose faith and don't be scared just yet. AMC is still a monster, an absolute monster that really wants to run. Now, I know
yes, trust me, I use Webull charts. And I promote Moo. And this thing's a monster, man, let me tell you.
Loading the boats, but I believe that March is going to be a very big year for AMC. March
is going to be a very big year for AMC. I mean, what is this guy on drugs or something? Or like distracted? See, I don't know. What the hell?
May, I would say within that time frame, because we have interest rates going up. We're also going to have AMC's big earnings report. We're also going to have the transparency laws coming into effect on March 3rd.
Oh,
and I know Citadel knows that. So they may be well aware of how this is going to play out, which is why they're preparing. They're preparing by making their portfolios look a little bit more innocent as they are being investigated by the DOJ.
By reducing
Once again,
their
guys,
positions.
Bullish piece of news for the future. I think AMC may actually see a massive squeeze this year. And like I said, I don't want to promise any dates, so you have to be prepared for anything. But like I said before, it's just another bullish indicator that makes me very, very excited. But anyways, guys, that's what I have for this one. I want to thank each and every one of you for listening.
Even
and
me?
I'll definitely see you guys in the next.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, so that was fun. So Citadel did not buy 7 million shares. Like, that's clickbait. It's total clickbait. Nonsensical. And he didn't even say a price prediction. There wasn't even a price prediction in it. So that's just total, complete nonsense. Complete nonsense. Okay. Now, the other thing. What? Oh. Oh. Sorry. Everything's falling here. Citadel is done. Nobody took my AMC challenge. They're doing it in plain sight. Mr. Coke and Hookers here. So there's this. I mentioned this the other day, but if you look at the ownership details here, this is down to 54.4% of non-institutional, non-mutual fund, non-insider ownership of AMC stock. So total institutional and mutual fund ownership of 34.5. Insider is low, 6.1%. So that leaves 54 and 54.4% basically able to be held by retail investors. So that's interesting. And then see, I came across this one as well. This is another one of these websites. It's like Fintel, whalewisdom.com. Whale Wisdom. So they have all the 13Fs here as well. So you can look down through these. But the thing that I like here, at least, it's not EDGAR, but at least it doesn't have all those stupid locks. So you can see the same thing here that we saw. The one, I believe, 162,429, 162,429, and the market value change in shares. So it does compute that from the previous one, and it shows that they have a that represents 0.0316% ownership stake. They first owned it in Q1 of 2017, and estimated average price paid is, I don't trust that. Not because they don't report the synthetics. Just because it's not known. The only market value is the market value on the last day of the quarter that was reported on. So anyway, where was I? Okay, who's this? XXX, the Marine, XXX. Seriously, Lou versus Wall Street? Is there anyone we can trust anymore? Yes. AMC, a cash grab while they can. See what we got.
What's up, my Marine here. All right, so I wake up this morning. I put out that YouTube video about why the other tubers probably hate Lou. Lou's blowing them out of the water with the money, ad money. And Lou made a video last night, and I had a few people DM me and says, hey man, I'm pretty sure he's talking about you. Sounds like, Lou, you came out and you finally got honest, showed a little integrity. Obviously you've been making money, and I was just curious. I've stayed off the Lou bandwagon, okay? You actually, Lou, are one of the guys that I watch. One is kind of entertaining. You're more entertaining than the rest. Two, you seem like you were like me. You were wanting to speak truth. But over time, it starts to wonder when you get half the community turning against you, and price brackets and all this other bullshit. That's why I made a price bracket myself video. But it's kind of funny now. You come out with your video like, oh, if YouTube wants to turn on ads, so be it. Yeah, you have to do that, dude. Don't lie to the fucking community. You get to decide where the ad plays, how it plays. You got to go through the process.
You have to
it's
monetize
not just,
it.
Oh, out of the blue, YouTube says, hey, guess what? We're going to pay you. You got to, like, purposely do that.
That's correct.
And the fact, here's my problem. I'm big on integrity. I call out anybody that I think is using the community to make money off the community. Because to me, if you're making money off the community, you're going to keep doing everything you can and say anything and everything you can to drive traffic, to drive people listening to you. Why? So you can get the views, because every view you get just ups your money. And with you putting out some videos where you're getting up to $2,000 a day, $3,000 a day, damn right, you're going to put out any fucking video, whether you're talking about chickens or some crazy shit. Everybody's going to run to it because they're going to think it's the next freaking great thing that's happening.
He's saying everything that I needed to say, not only about Lou, but about all of these charlatans. And, it's who wants to listen to me bitch on and on and on and on about it? So let's keep going.
So, yes, of course I'm going to talk about that. But It's surprising. And then you bring in your four horsemen. I don't know who they are. The Blucci guy seemed like he was okay at first. These are the guys you've been talking about. It sounds like you've been, here's my theory. It sounds like you've been staging this for a while. You've been putting this together because you talked about these guys. Now all of a sudden they're here. Now all of a sudden they're getting hosted. Now all of a sudden they're tweeting like crazy. Now all of a sudden there's somebody important. Now all of a sudden people are secretly following them or simping on them.
I don't know anything about
whatever
this.
The case may be. These guys been feeding you all this information this whole time? Has this been an entire setup that they've been a part of?
Well,
because now you got a website and you're writing a book? Get the fuck out of here, man. Where's the integrity? Are you in it for the movement?
well, I mean, you're talking about a guy who's a convicted scammer, you know, and so why would you expect integrity? I don't know. This is who the apes are trusting.
Like the actual movement? Oh no, maybe you've been honest the entire time and you don't give a rat's ass about us, actually, with this whole, you know, here's where I didn't like you. When you say,
And the thing is too, I get accused of, well, why do you're just out here to help people. Why would you do that? Well, these people think that Lou and these other YouTubers care about them and that they're doing it altruistically. Yeah, no, not if they're monetized. Not if they have Patreons. Not if they have a join button and you can buy on Wrench Capital. You can buy emoji packs. Oh, cool. You can buy an emoji pack. Let me buy an emoji pack that I can only use on your videos, comments. And you know darn well who I represent, Manuel. You know that I represent Wall Street. Yeah, I do. It's true. I'm a hedge fund manager based here in Cleveland, Ohio, and working from home. I usually commute to New York, to Wall Street, on my private helicopter. But since the pandemic, I've been working from home on my 4G connection, and you know, I'm feeding lies to this community. But you know, it's just ironic to me that, you know, he's talking about where's the integrity, where's blah blah blah. Well, what do you expect?
love you. I stopped doing that. I did it a few times, like, no, that's telling the public what they want to hear. I ain't gonna sit there and say I love you. You end your shit with I love you, motherfuckers. No, you don't. You love us, motherfuckers, and you say it more and more because you're driving your views. Your views are going through the roof. You're fucking making more money than any of those twatter fucking YouTubers are making. You're making serious dough, and you know that. So you're gonna say whatever the fuck you want, whatever you can, in your videos.
Okay, we need to verify that. We need to verify that. So let's go to Social Blade. Now, is it going to come up though? Okay, we're going to verify that here. Lou versus Wall Street. Okay, this is not it. Subscribers 51. Well, oh, here we go. The World According to Lou. Okay, and we'll look at this video that Manuel's providing here too, as well, where he supposedly brags about it. But daily averages $60 to $963, weekly averages $421 to $6.7K. Last 30 days, 1,800 to 28K, 29K. He's getting several 100,000 views per day. He's getting about 100 subscribers per day. Interesting that there's all these days here with no views. I wonder why. You think maybe, how many subscribers does he have? 87K. I wonder if people watch the videos right away. So when he puts out a video, people watch it. If he doesn't put out a video, people don't watch his other content. So that's why there's these days with no, I mean, he puts stuff out every day, I thought. Anyway, here. Last 30 days, 7.2 million views. Last 30 days, 3,800 subscribers. Yikes. And on the rise, well, we don't have the, is that the detailed? Here we go. Back in June. But steady rise now. Total views, 42.4 million. 42.4 million. Okay. Thanks, Manuel.
What's going on, Citadel, motherfucker? All right, listen, I want to put this video out there because I think people misunderstand moi. So, I just want to explain something. There's people out there like Lou's paid off. People in my pocket. I think people need to understand one little thing. I'm kind of fucked up here, but you know, in a loving way. I'm not paid off. I'm paid. While people today are doing YouTube videos and talking shit and nonsense and DD that means nothing to nobody, I'm setting up my week for money. I'm the one that's right now scanning what fucking calls I'm going to be looking into for certain plays that are happening. I'm the one looking at the commodities market right now. I'm the one that fucking turned around and rebuilt myself financially before YouTube. I'm the one that has a future outside of YouTube because I have business projects on the side that have nothing to do with YouTube. So at the end of the day, if YouTube decides to monetize my channel, which they did, and sell space on my channel, and I'm responsible for the taxes of the money that they put in, then I'll take that money too. But you know what? I don't take money from you. So when people out there lose paid.
Well, that's not strictly speaking true because if people are viewing the ads, yeah.
You damn fucking right I'm gonna get paid. I'm a capitalist motherfucker, and at the end, I want to take everybody with me because I enjoy when I have rich friends.
Take me with you.
So, for all the haters out there, hate motherfuckers because I got a $3 million book plan set up. I got a fucking 2 business projects on the side. I got a chemical patent I'm working on. And at the end of the day, I'm just a lovable motherfucker and I got good things going forward. And I'm retired. So I just want to say something. How is it that a guy that had the government land on him, kidnap him, torture him, abandon him in the streets with a fucking brain injury, turned around, worked his way up.
So that explains it.
And now is worth more money than you. Now, past, present, future, fucking, just the whole thing. The hate is so stupid. You're grown fucking men. If you want to make more money, take your fucking little Uber Eats fucking job and deliver more fucking chicken wings. Or not, just do something in the market. But to hate or have jealousy and say shit like I'm paid, somebody's in my pocket, let me tell you something. You're a simple motherfucker. And all I can say is this. You're going to have a lot of pain watching this channel as I continue to grow, because I'm just one of those motherfuckers. I am on my money 7 days a week. I don't fucking stop. I'm always thinking about that. Okay? I don't fucking play sports and I don't touch men. At the end of the day, giant hugs, motherfuckers.
So who is he addressing in that video? Other YouTubers? Just random apes? I mean, I'm confused. But anyway, yeah, no. You have to monetize your channel. It's a choice that you can make. Unless somebody else is running the channel and they made the choice, but I don't know.
Now it makes me start to wonder, what the fuck's the real truth? Where's the real integrity? All these motherfuckers out here banging it out to make money in a movement that we're supposed to make a shit ton of money. Some greedy ass shit.
And, you know, that's the whole thing about gurus, these fake gurus. Like, if you watch CoffeeZilla, or Real P&L with Carl Dom, or channels like that. The deal is, if you are profitable trading, why do you need to sell your course for $500 to people? You know, or $200 or $59 a month? You wouldn't really, probably. So, yeah.
Shit, man. Think about that. Fuck that. If you're in this for the movement, use your goddamn voice. Stand up for the fucking movement because you believe in the movement. And fuck all the little extra money that you make on the side. Because it's going to control you. No wonder your shit changes. No wonder your story changes from 10, 12,000 back then to get everybody pumped. And now, oh, I'm just being realistic. We're going to say 300. Go ahead, motherfuckers. Hold to 500. Hold to 1,000. The fuck out of here. Or 100,000. People do whatever the hell they want. But I know what people are doing, getting clickbait. This was supposed to be a fucking movement about something. It turned into something that was supposed to be about making change in the financial markets. We got all you greedy shits out there, all you're concerned with. That's the truth, man. So how the fuck am I supposed to trust a damn thing you say when you can't even be honest? I've said it. I'm not fucking monetized. And I am not. And I won't. Feel the Real's not monetized. There's some of us that have fucking integrity, and we don't go on channels just to get fucking money off the community. And it is. You can say, oh, it's not from you. Yeah, it is. Because if these motherfuckers weren't watching you, you wouldn't make the money. But you know why they watch you? Because
that's what I said.
You fill their heads full of shit. It's like
opium.
I said it from the beginning. We grifter fucking nation. Why? Because we got all these folks out there that have been in this for over a year, that are scared and nervous, don't know if they're making the right decision.
They're not.
Praying that they are. Hold on, girl. Praying that they are. Hoping that they made the right decision. And you guys want to make your YouTube channels to feed off of them. Get the fuck out of here. Have some goddamn integrity. Jesus, man. It's just, what has this turned into? Influencers are fighting everybody. I don't even like to hang out on Twitter anymore. This is a cash grab. It makes me wonder, how real is it? You guys all fucking making your money. Feeding off of them. You can say it ain't. Oh,
well, you know, we've been talking about this for months here. Ever since we found out that Matt Kors made $500,000 from Super Chats. Literally $500,000.
I ain't making money off of you. Yes, you are. Because the fucking shit that comes out of your mouth, the things that you say, is making money off of us. Because it's driving.
And it's making people lose money. So, yes, they're making money. But people are losing money because they're listening to what these quote-unquote influencers, grifters, charlatans are saying. That is pretty much what was the impetus for this channel way back when, was to fact check and call out these influencer, grifter, charlatan, snake oil salesmen, and by way of that, hopefully, wake some people up to the fact that, hey, you know, you've been scammed, essentially. Chilo, hello. I'm a bit surprised this channel is not getting more views. Even if people love AMC, they need to be able to balance their thinking in order to be able to get out when it pops. Well, yeah, I agree. I'm not good at promoting things, you know. I work a lot, so I don't have as much time to spend on this as I did before. Yada yada yada. But I think the bigger point is that people don't want to hear anything that goes. They literally put their fingers in their ears and they say, "You're a shill. Who's paying you? Who do you represent?" That's why. Big reason why I made the focus, you know, just fact checking the influencers and looking at what's going on. And if people want to listen to me, fine, but somebody needs to be looking at this from an objective standpoint. You know, you can't save every stray cat. So, and you know, the amount of hate and insults and all that shit, you know, I don't really care. It doesn't matter. But, you know, makes me glad that you know, the purpose of the channel was not to educate the apes, you know, on a primary basis. Because if I may, fuck the apes. They're a bunch of assholes, children who don't want to hear anything other than what they already believe. They need confirmation bias. They need hopium. They need to stroke each other and keep each other hard through this time. And that's all that's going on over here on Reddit. You know, this is the worst of the worst. Worst of the worst. But yeah, I'm surprised too, a little bit, but you know, at the end of the day, it's you know, it is what it is. I just wish the old videos were up, because that was, you know, I put a lot of effort into that stuff. And you know, now I'm just doing more live streams because it's easier and I don't have time to edit videos for 2 and 3 hours. But that's a good pause. It's a good face on him. Anyway, thank you.
Traffic. Hey, enough. It's driving traffic right to you. You're doing it on purpose. You're saying it on purpose to drive that traffic, which means you'll say whatever the fuck you gotta say, because you're looking at it. Which video does better than which video? Which video gets you more feedback? Which means you'll be willing to say anything and everything.
Right? He's not wrong. And you know, we look at these AMC search results all the time, and we talk about, you know, how ridiculous it is, how absurd. Naked Shorts confirmed. How many times have they said this? They know that he knows that that's going to get views. Or the classic one. Margin calls incoming. Margin calls incoming. How many months have they been saying that? But they don't say it as much anymore because, you know, it's clearly bullshit. But yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. Why wouldn't they say whatever they need to drive traffic? That's the point of being on YouTube if you're monetized, is to get more views. More views equals more money. So, yeah. Almost through.
I didn't want to go here. The only guy that I had hope for. And the more and more and more I see and the videos I watch, and all these poor folks. Look, folks, you don't need Lou. You don't need Matt. You don't need fucking Trey. You don't need any of these guys to blow smoke up your asses anymore.
Nope.
You've been in this play long enough to know that we ride this shit out. It's simple. The mission is simple.
Okay.
Buy what you can, when you can, as much as you can, without hurting your families, and you hold the shit. And you wait, because you believe in the thesis. You believe in what's happening. You don't need them blowing smoke up your ass day after day.
You go to church every Sunday. You give, you know, you make your offering. You take communion. Because you believe. Because you believe that one day, when you die, you want to go up and not down. Because you believe. You believe in the thesis. You have faith. That's what he's saying. You have faith. And as George Bluth said on Arrested Development, Faith is a fact. Oh, faith. Oh, that was actually in the blooper reel. Faith in the Caged Wisdom blooper reel. Faith is not a fact. The DD is done as one of the first, when they started saying that, the DD is done, and I can trace it back. I can tell you it was when these guys went to Kansas, and 5 or 6 influencers were sitting around in somebody's solarium in Kansas, and they united. It was the first time that they appeared together, and they were trying to present a unified narrative. And they were saying the DD is done. I forget who said it. The DD is done. You know, don't do any more research. Well, motherfucker, you're sitting there telling people not to do research, to just trust the research that we've done. It was one of the first big red flags to me that, you know, started this whole thing. That's nonsense. That is nonsense. Everything changes. And that's a fact. I don't like Bruce Springsteen, but that's... Meet me tonight in Atlantic City. And that's what this is. It's just degenerate gambling at this point. But anyway, tangents.
Week after week after week. Now it starts to make me think, how planted are they? Are they making money off of us doing this shit?
Yep.
I'm talking about people outside that could be controlling it. Controlling them to blow all this smoke up your asses to keep us doing what? It's fucking sad, man.
Think about those Ortex short squeeze signals. Or they just put one out. They just put them out last week or a couple weeks ago. Ortex, when they went up to 100% utilization, they put out, pretty sure around the same time, they put out short squeeze signals. When did those ever help? Ortex definitely stringing the apes along. Everybody talks, everybody uses it because they're probably getting promotional codes or free subscriptions or whatever. And you look at how much money the hedge funds have made. Look at how much money people have made off of this. Not the long hodlers. Yes, they are using you. It's classic. It's a classic fucking scam.
Wake up this morning, it's like, is there anybody left that's pure? That's literally pure into this movement?
That's one of the problems. Is that, no, you're talking about Wall Street. Wall Street is the most corrupt, the most degenerate shit. I mean, nothing changed after 2008. Nothing really changed. And you think holding one stock is going to change things. Oh, but we have transparency coming. Get real. Get fucking real.
That has a pure heart and a pure fucking soul that is here for a reason, to see this thing moon, not try to make money while we do it. Saw it with Al, saw it with all of them, saw it with Tara. I keep calling all you out. And people say, oh, yeah, I'm going to call them out. I'm going to fucking call every one of them out if that's what they're here for. If they don't believe in this movement for what it is, then I'm going to fucking call them out. Plain and simple. You fucked up, Lou.
Interesting. Interesting. God. Okay. How are these naked shorts confirmed? What's going on, guys?
What's going on, guys?
Welcome
Welcome back to another video. In this video, I've got another very important AMC update to bring all of you this afternoon. So what we're going to be covering in this update is a little bit of analysis on the Ortex short interest and utilization data going into next week's trading week with a specific emphasis on cost to borrow. Now, that's going to come into effect a little bit later, but what we also have to take a brief note on is a little bit of what we see going into next week with the options chain. Now, the two main pieces that we're going to be discussing in this update is, one, we are seeing some pretty significant institutional ownership increases that I think are noteworthy to kind of
from fourth quarter of 2021. And what happened to the price? We said it went down, what, 35%?
Give us a bigger picture of what the big money or so-called smart money is doing with their AMC positions, specifically in the last quarter. So everything that anybody has been saying about institutional purchases or sales that have come out recently, those purchases or sales have come out or have been executed in the fourth quarter of 2021. So I just want to make that clear to everybody then. We are going to be getting into this situation with naked shorting. My buddy Randall Cornett actually kind of found the initial piece of this. I did a little bit more research and just kind of found how messed up this situation actually is and how deep this goes in our financial system, where these big organizations are utilizing naked shorting to essentially make themselves boatloads of money and not really live up to their obligations in some of these financial transactions that they're getting into, but more on that in a little bit. So before we get into all of that information, if you enjoy the information and analysis that I provide for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps us out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people who want to learn. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. So when we're coming over to the Ortex data right here, we have utilization 100%, somewhat 100%. It's not really confirmed that it's 100% yet. We've seen contradicting data from S3 partners and from Ortex, so we're gonna have to give this about another week or so to really figure out if this cost to borrow is going to increase to really confirm that 100% utilization and the increase in that cost to borrow. But right now we're sitting at about what we see here as 21.13% estimated short interest with 108 million shares sold short. That is a very, very significant amount. Now, when we come over to this website over here, we see AMC Entertainment expiration date next week. We do see the max pain, which is the price that the most amount of options, calls, and puts expire out of the money, meaning they are worthless on expiration. So that is going to happen at that $19 price point. So that benefits market makers, institutions that are selling these options to, most of the time, retail investors who want to.
Okay, I'll slow them down.
Date next week, we do see the max pain, which is the price that the most amount of options, calls, and puts expire out of the money, meaning they are worthless on expiration. So that is going to happen at that $19 price point. So that benefits market makers, institutions that are selling these options to, most of the time, retail investors who want to gamble on those weekly expiration dates. So be very careful with what you're doing with any of your options trades, specifically on AMC. We've seen it many, many times in the past. These options expire worthless, but make sure you're considering what effect that the options that you are buying are having on the underlying share price in terms of buying at the money and in the money contracts, the effects of those versus those deeper out of the money contracts. Now, let's talk a little bit about these institutions.
So he's not really explaining max pain properly. It's not exactly the most number of contracts at whatever strike. So it's a little bit more complicated than that. It's the sum of the outstanding put and call dollar value of each in-the-money strike. And you can go on Investopedia and get that calculation. But you have to look at each in-the-money strike for both puts and calls, find the difference between the stock price and the strike price, multiply that by the open interest at the strike, add the dollar value, and do that for each strike. And then you have to find the highest value strike. So it's not the number of contracts, it is the highest dollar value. So anyway, but you know, who cares, right?
So when we come over to Fintel over here, we see that California Public Employees Retirement System looks like they increased their position. We see this filed 13F over here.
Okay, so that's for last quarter. Who cares? They could have
increase
sold
their
it.
share position by a significant amount too. Now, when you think about an institution that's buying shares and puts,
Goldman Sachs is a prime broker. Who cares? Like, why is that a big fucking deal?
About 10 hours ago, did Morgan Stanley just admit they naked short? If you guys do want to see his explanation of this, make sure you go check out that video as well. But first, we need to get a couple of definitions out of the way in order to really understand what is going on here. So what is a callable bond? This is going to have to do a little bit with
here we go with this bond nonsense again.
A callable bond, also known as a redeemable bond, is a bond that the issuer may redeem before it reaches the stated maturity date. A callable bond allows the issuing company to pay off their debt early. That's essentially what this is. It's a benefit to the issuer of a bond. So it's the person who is collecting the loan, essentially the money in this transaction. Now, let's get into this situation with Morgan Stanley and kind of potentially what they may have been doing. So when we come over to this page right here, Morgan Stanley,
come over to this page.
Structured investments, auto callable yield notes. So auto callable yield.
I mean, come on. Come on. They have to find some obscure, arcane bullshit. Now it's bonds again. Remember when it was redeemable bonds before? Back over the summer, that was the squeeze catalyst. They're back to it. I swear to God, this is a circle. Everything in this is circular. Margin calls, naked shorts, callable bonds, synthetic shares, everything. The only pure soul is Big Man Speaks. Yeah, and he has a new video out too. Maybe we'll end with that here in a few minutes.
Yield notes provide investors the opportunity to earn, key point here, contingent interest, meaning it's going to depend on something. What does it depend on? Well, at an above market rate, that's what the interest rate's going to be. If the underlying...
Can you hear the excitement in his little voice? You can really hear the excitement in his voice. He thinks that he fucking figured it out. Jesus Christ.
At or above a specific threshold level.
Look at this, dated September 15th, 2020.
On periodic observation dates. Now, there's been a lot of talk in the past on the cyclical nature of these price movements
of the charlatans.
That's not really what we're trying to get into in this video, but this definitely could play an effect into that. So the notes may potentially be redeemed on an observation date and otherwise may offer contingent downside protection when the notes are held to maturity. But let's take a look at how the payout actually works with these notes. So hypothetical scenarios on observation dates.
He's losing me here. What does this have to do with naked shorts?
Any stock is above both coupon barrier and call hurdle.
Oh my God.
Coupon is paid, no early redeemed. Then
I'm
when
skipping.
We paid, the note to be is no 1-for-1 loss of principal. So that benefits the issuer of the bond. Now, when we come over to this right here, this is an example of one of these auto-callable contingent yield notes. Now, when we come over and type in these specific words, naked, when we come down here a little bit, in order to facilitate...
Oh my God, okay, so he... Now... Jesus. Okay. First of all, it's cut off. I mean, this is typical. It's cut off. It's cut off. But let's hear how he says it, I guess.
Naked. When we come down here a little bit, in order to facilitate the offering of the securities, this is what Randall found. The agent may engage in transactions that stabilize, maintain, or otherwise affect the price of the securities.
Well, what are we looking at? What are we even looking at here?
When we come down...
Auto-callable contingent yield notes. Okay, so this is about these bonds.
Yield notes. Now, when we come over and type in these specific words, naked, when we come down here a little bit, in order to
play Ape Father at 2x, the ending video. Try that.
Facilitate the offering of the securities. This is what Randall found. The agent may engage in transactions that stabilize, maintain, or otherwise affect the price of the securities. Specifically, the agent may sell more securities than it is obligated to purchase in connection with the offering, creating a naked short position in these securities for its own account. The agent must close out any naked short position by purchasing the securities in the open market, if they want to do that. A naked short position,
it does not say if they want to do that,
is more likely to be created if the agent is concerned there may be downward pressure on the price of the securities in the market after pricing that could adversely affect investors who purchase in the offering. So what does this
is
sound
talking
like?
about
Remember,
bonds.
These notes are contingent on the price of the underlying security. But it's saying right here that they're just naked shorting. So what they honestly could be doing is selling these bonds, then they're going out and naked shorting, pushing the price of those securities below the threshold level and not paying anybody. These institutions have kind of found their own infinite money glitch, and if you don't...
No, they haven't. Oh my God, that is the most simplistic. Anytime they don't understand anything, it becomes an infinite loop, an infinite glitch. Good Lord. Okay. Rule 5121, FINRA 5121. Corporate financing. Okay, that's about, let me do what he did. Let me search for naked. Fucking children. They're such children. Offering. They're talking about bonds. They're talking about bonds. Coupon rate. This is about the bonds. I mean, here it is, right? Here's the word right here. Retard. Retard. A decline in market, blah, blah, blah. It's funny that like right above this it talks about FINRA rules, you know. So why would anybody assume that this is talking about naked shorting the stock, the underlying stock, when clearly that is illegal in most situations except for some, but not by hedge funds. I mean, it just doesn't make any... The offering. The offering is talking about bonds. It's all about bonds. This has nothing to do.
In print of these offerings, if you are an investor, you're most likely getting screwed over many, many times. Now, with everything that's been coming out over the last couple of weeks...
This guy I can't believe that people can misrepresent and cut off, not even give you the sources, no sources. He doesn't even show you the whole page. You don't know what you're looking at. He literally searched for one fucking word. This is outrageous. It's complete
DOJ
nonsense.
Investigations, these manipulative short selling allegations, the Citadel members getting named.
What does this have to do with short selling? You're talking about fucking bonds. My God.
Muddy Waters, Andrew
Sorry.
left at Citron, Melvin Capital having issues. You can't call us conspiracy theorists anymore. It's impossible.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, I can. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're QAMC. This is the next branch of QAnon. You're taking everything out of context, cherry picking what you want, coming up with alternative facts. It's exactly what you're doing. They can't call us conspiracy theorists anymore. Citadel's being investigated. Ken Griffin's going to jail.
We've been talking about this for over a year at this point, and almost everything that we have stated that has been backed up by logical fact has come true, and the apes have been right.
Listen to this nonsense.
Now,
my God.
How does all of this affect our positions in AMC and GME because, well, this bond offering right here is based on Micron. So it's an offering on Micron Technologies when we come up here. Link to the common stock of Micron Technology due February 23rd, 2023. Now, it's possible that another organization has done this on AMC. It's very...
Wait a minute. So it's not... It's possible that another organization has done this on AMC. So this has nothing to do with AMC. And it's related to a different stock. And furthermore, it's a bond offering. So, I mean, Randall Cornett, whoever the fuck that is, I mean, I've seen his name. He wears Hawaiian shirts all the time. And he goes on other people's channels and talks nonsense. I mean, he went somewhere, found these things, went to Micron Technology bond offering paperwork and searched for naked, and just a couple minutes ago he said we're not conspiracy theorists. Now he's saying, well, this is for another stock, but maybe they did it for AMC.
Now, it's possible that another organization has done this on AMC. It's very, very possible, but very. The fact remains that this is a problem in our market, and most likely with the two stocks that we like to talk about all the time, AMC and GameStop.
Tell me that you don't know what you're talking about without saying you don't know what you're talking about. This is a real problem, guys. Oh my God. What a child.
These types of naked short sales, and again, you're not supposed to be able to naked short unless you're a market maker providing liquidity.
This is not about stock. Oh my God. He literally doesn't get it. He doesn't get shit. All he sees is naked short, and he got a fucking little stiffy, and he's like, oh my God, I found it.
And even then, they are supposed to close out those positions
complete nonsense.
Away, but it creates a massive failure to deliver position if they don't. So everything...
That's not even true. That's not even fucking true. The FTDs get covered. What is he talking about? If they don't close them out, it creates a massive failure to deliver position. What? He doesn't understand shit.
Most likely is going to take an extended period of time to play out. I've been saying this for a very, very long time. And
yeah, so keep watching my channel, keep watching my videos, join the channel, send me some money, because it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while, guys, so, I'm here for the long haul. Fuck you, Short the VIX. You're a fucking idiot.
We also
complete
know
fucking
that
nonsense.
Randomly, these stocks can go absolutely nuclear and start on their run. Now, you have to ask yourself a couple of questions.
Okay.
Are you willing to wait for these situations to really play out in our favor?
Well, you could learn how to trade and invest.
Sorry about that. And have that patience that we really need to see in the market. There's a quote from Warren Buffett. The market is a mechanism for moving money.
Can you believe he's quoting Warren Buffett? I mean, the nerve. Do you think Warren Buffett would approve of this? What if Warren Buffett saw this video? What would he say? Oh yeah, this guy is, this is solid information. Yeah. Yeah, right. How, oh my God. How big of a narcissist do you have to be?
Money from the impatient to the patient. So, in my mind right here, when we're using 1348 to make money on the side...
That's not what he meant. That's not what he meant when he said that. He's not saying buy and hold one shitty stock for a year. That's not what he meant by patience. Guarantee it.
And just kind of be able to withstand the volatile price movements in the stocks that we like. I'm perfectly fine with waiting until these situations play out. We have more time to gather evidence like this. It is perfectly fine that we are waiting and seeing the manipulation that happens every single day to kind of just give the DOJ and some of these other institutions more evidence to really come after these people after we see that price movement to the upside. And again, when you look at the short interest in these stocks, the shorts have not closed out or covered, however you want to call it, in any meaningful way. And
bullshit. 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 They've been covering and closing your positions. There's no fucking difference. They've been doing that the whole time. The whole time. Millions of shares on a daily basis get returned. Jesus Christ. Hi, Ziggy. Sounds like these YouTubers will be milking this AMC GME wave for the next decade. There's no justice in the world. They probably capitalizing on people being paranoid. And they're capitalizing on that. They're capitalizing on ignorance. They're capitalizing on keeping people dumb. I mean, you could literally trade the S&P 500. You could trade the SPY ETF, which is kind of all I trade anymore, really, and make money. The opportunity cost here is insane. Insane. It's criminal. It should be criminal.
And although the stock price right now of AMC and GME are at much lower levels than we would like them to be, with all the positive catalysts coming up, I think we are in a really solid spot. So that is going to wrap up this update on AMC.
Great. Wow. Oh, man. That's ridiculous. All right. I'm just going to get this ready. Don't know if there's anything else really to say here. This is complete nonsense. The shorts are screwed. There's no short thesis left. A lot of these YouTubers are teaching some 1348 EMA strategy to offset AMC losses, which seems to work pretty good with shares, but they never apply it to AMC. That's true. That is actually true. And it's like, really, it took you a year or however many months, like, of watching all these guys talk about the same shit over and over, all these fake catalysts, these like, you know, quasi-fundamental catalysts, which don't even matter because it's a short squeeze play, right? You know. Meanwhile, you know, several months later, oh, guess what, guys? Have you guys heard of this? Oh, wow, moving average crossover strategy. Like, what? Really? I mean, good on everybody to learn and you know, gain a skill, but moving average crossing strategies, that's a basic thing. I mean, that's essentially what you're looking at with a MACD indicator. In fact, you could change your MACD indicator to have 13 and 48 EMA on it, and you could just use that as your 1348 if you wanted to. But, you know, like, that's such a big deal. Oh, 1348 EMA. Whoever came up with that's a genius. Lame. And they don't apply it to AMC. No, they don't. Because, no, you can't sell AMC. You can't sell AMC. Well, people are selling it. And, you know, the short thesis is there's no short thesis left. Yeah, right. I don't believe that at all. I don't think I can do that. That's what people need to realize, is that essentially you had the short squeeze back in June. You had the massive run up. It happened in GameStop before. It happened in AMC in June. It's not going to happen again. The conditions are totally different. There is no stimulus. There is no stimulus. There is no endless amounts of money for retail to buy shares and out of the money call options. And really, I've said it before, I'll say it again. When those 145 calls came out, when the 145 strikes were added, that was the beginning of the end. Because all these YouTubers were talking about how you should buy options. You should buy these. There's your lottery ticket. Remember? They talked about that. And we can, I don't have Thinkorswim open, but if you have Thinkorswim, open it up, go to ThinkBack, go back over the summer and look at the option chain in ThinkBack. You can go back in time and look at it as if you were at that time. Look at it and see, take a look at it. Look at this and see how many calls were open, what the volume was. It's insane. It really, hundreds of thousands of calls. And these were expensive too. Like some of these things were really expensive. What about January? Over 300,000 calls expired worthless in January. People were holding those for a long time because for sure it's going to squeeze before January, right? The high strikes on those were expensive because implied volatility was through the roof because the option volume was so high, and that serves to push that up. I'm going to go into Thinkorswim real quick. Fuck it. Try to be done by 9:30. But yeah, whoa. So yeah. Oh yeah, they're still buying options, but it's not nearly what it was. But yeah, they still are. You're right. You're not wrong. I'm sure that's probably picking back up because of all this latest wave of energy that's coming in. Like naked shorts confirmed. I mean, come on, man. It's so ridiculous. Okay, here we go. Thinkorswim. It's trying to load. Give it its time here. Well, since we don't have anybody in voice chat, I can end that. That'll give me some bandwidth. Okay. So, all right. So what we want to do is go to Analyze, ThinkBack, right here, and enter our symbol, EMC, and pull this down. Okay, so let's just say, let's go back to June 7th. So that was after the run up. So we're looking at the option chain on June 7th for the June 18th expiration here. And the high strike should be in. Yeah, they're in. So even then, these had only been in for a few days, week or so. You already got 25,000. And it's still a week out from expiration. Let's go to the 15th. So that's the week of the expiration. What we got here? 65,000. I mean, granted, these are only $48. If we go back to June 3rd, let's see what we got there. So these were like $700 at that point, and 41,000 of them were traded that day. Look at that IV, Jesus, 529. So those things went from June 3rd, 770, the last trade of 758. So let's say 758 from June 3rd to June 15th, $47. Last trade of $47. 758 to 47 on those. And 77,000 were traded that day. I mean, I wonder how many of those were Well, we can see. We can just plus it 1, and we see that the open interest 65 on the 15th, 73 on the 16th, 81 on the 17th, and that's 1 day to expiration. Expiration, 90,000. So that open interest increased as the options became worthless. So that is uninformed investors. That is lottery ticket buyers right there. So there you go. What about those January ones? Oh my. The 145s were $17.50. We're on June 18th. So they still had a lot of value. Oh, let's skip ahead. What about in October? Well, they're down to 130, 132, but there's 96,000 of them open now. What about in November? 124,000, and they're down to 130. Okay, they held their value. That was a little bit of the little rally thing. December 20th, 156,000, $43. January 11th, 203,000 at $3 a piece. And day before expiration, 221,000, $1 with a 0 bid. So going back to the 17th, seeing this open interest creep up from 209. Why does it do this to me? 209, 211, 216, 221, 221 on expiration. Nice. There it is. Look at the IV. 2,000%. 2,000%. And even there, well, of course, the AMC price was $17.97. So what is it? Why are you buying a 145 call? I mean, if you don't understand why that's bad, why that's terrible, why that's a bad, stupid thing to do, then you should not be trading them. You shouldn't be buying them. You shouldn't have lied on your Robinhood application for options. Yeah, so that was how much money, one could figure out how much money I did one time from what I looked at the option chain from one day to the next day. So the change in open interest from one day to the next, and equated it to dollar values. And I think it was something like $5 million was left the option chain essentially in premium that was lost in one day across all the strikes, all the out of the money strike. I can't remember if it was all the in the money or out of the money, but I did it. I had a video on it before. I downloaded this. You can download the option chain. You can export it, bring it into Excel, add it all up, and then do that for the next day. And you can see how much premium is represented here from one day to the next. And it was like $5 million lost in one day in this one stock, one day, in one expiration. Let me clarify that too. It was one option expiration. So yeah, it's non, Anyway, let's do the ape father thing, and then I gotta scoot out of here. One thing though too. Chilo mentioning not knowing about option at the time. That's good. That's good. But also going back to what Chilo said about the channel getting more traction, one thing that you can do is to share the videos. I hate talking about this kind of stuff. It's like I'm telling my kids, I don't have kids, but it's like I would be telling my kids to brush their teeth or something, you know. But I think one thing is, you know, and I try to do this. I try to post it on Twitter, but I didn't post this on Twitter. I go in comments on these videos, and I did do this throughout the week. I left comments and hinted at, you know, hey, check out my, you know, very, you know, sort of not so overtly, but, you know, if share the videos, tell someone about it. Follow me on Twitter at Scotty Finance, and, you know, tweet at me on there. I want to try to get the word out more. Unfortunately, you know, I don't have as much time as I did before. That's why I'm saying that if I need all the help I can get. So anyway, let's go here. Here it is.
I'm gonna scare everybody in the movie theater. You can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible! But what you can do is buy AMC stock. Millions coming, baby. AMC stock. You want to be a millionaire? AMC, I'm an ape. They call me the ape father, baby. You can't kill Michael Myers, but you can become a multi-millionaire, baby. AMC in the house. Wow!
I wonder who that was that shared my videos on STV channel. He got banned. I mean, that, I wish I knew who that was. I would like to meet them. I wonder if it was Martin Pizza. Martin brought me up to Tony DeNaro, and Tony DeNaro went off on me. Called me a vile man. It was great. But yeah, I think maybe it was Martin. But those guys don't like to hear it. STV, he is totally brain dead when it comes to engaging. He's just brain. He's a dumb terminal. All he can do is search for naked. That's literally all he can do is search for naked, cut off screenshots, cut off his screen shares, and say the shorts haven't covered. Give me a fucking break. Give me a motherfucking break. Oh, Big Man Speaks. Big Man, where is it? Oh, that was from 4 months ago. Shit. We'll get back to that. Oh yeah, so this is Big Man Speaks. Latest one.
What's up, YouTube? What's up?
This guy's awesome.
What's up on a Tuesday night? Let me say one thing. This not finance advice. This for entertainment purpose only.
Amen.
I had to say that. Let's talk about AMC. I believe the earnings report come out in March. I think March the 9th. And I really believe, and I've been looking, doing my DD, I believe that stock probably go up to $40. About between $40 and $45.
They have to buy some calls.
Going to that big price like $1,000 people are talking about, ain't no damn way. Ain't no way you're going to $1,000. Before this shit, I believe before that shit go to $1,000, they probably do the same old shit. Turn off the buy and sell button. I'm just being real with you people. It's a dirty game they play with us. But I believe by the earnings report, March the 9th, that stock should be up to sometime in March between, I say $40.
Be a good time to get the hell out.
It's good for me because I got some option contracts.
So it's actually March 1st.
Long out. I told y'all last year that this stock was
Tuesday,
gonna be
March 1st.
$30. I mean, get under
because they moved it up,
$20.
right? They moved it up. I think they changed the date on it.
God.
This is from last week, so.
And I got some options contract. And the strike price is $20.05 till September the 17th, my contracts. So I know I'm going to make some good money with those contracts. Yeah, 100 contracts. Yes, I got 100 contracts. This is the third game they play. Hoping for the best, but I know the game they play with us. AMC going to the moon? I don't think so. But this time,
Lou said March 3rd. Oh, wrong
this
again.
motherfucker go up. I'm a sell.
Listen to this. Listen to this right here. This is the most solid advice that anybody has given.
This time, when this motherfucker go up,
when this motherfucker goes up,
I'm a sell.
I'm gonna sell.
I wish I sell when it got to over $70-something.
Hell yeah.
You know, I had some good contracts.
Me too.
And the shit went down because I did sell. People don't listen to the hype. You know, you see some good money that you don't make. This not finance advice. You see, look at your pocket. Damn, I got this in my pocket.
This is the best.
See the potential when you see that price. You see that price you like. Sell that motherfucker.
Sell that motherfucker.
Cause this ain't the only play. And I'm gonna tell y'all some love and share with y'all another play I'm in. Long term though. I'm an option man. I love the options contracts. You make big money and you don't lose money too though. So far. I'm gonna do an option contract. Maybe out September. Look into it. That play will make you some money. I'm doing long-term option. Maybe September. Or the first of the year. Maybe September. You know. And getting... That's going to be a good play. That is a good play. And that is a good company. Going to be around many years. It's a good play. And it's a good investment. Long-term hold. You know. I don't hype no shit up. Or mislead people. I just keep it real with you. Look into that play. Is a nice long-term play. Well, I'm gonna do that option. I'm gonna get some options contracts on that. Call option.
Okay, we don't want financial advice.
This is what I'm doing though.
Interest of time.
I love the stock market.
All right, Chilo. Take care. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. A little money don't make you a lot of money. Then you take a lot of money, they'll really make you a lot of more money.
Yes.
Small money make big money. Big money make more big money.
Yes.
But the AMC, I don't think you're gonna never get to no $1,000. As before that motherfucker get to $1,000, they're gonna do something about that shit. But this the game we in though, so it's not fair. But
no, it's not.
The game we in.
You're not going to change
I ain't gonna cry about it.
There you go.
But I know AMC gonna get about $40 again, sometime in March. And I got 100 contracts. My strike price is $20.05. People, let me know how you think I'm gonna do in that play. I'm just curious what you gonna say. Let me know about that play. I got 100 options contracts. My strike price is $20.05. Well, God bless y'all. God love y'all. Y'all have a blessed night.
Lynn said it earlier.
Don't stress
Here's the
yourself.
pure soul right
Enjoy
here.
Life. Love your family.
This is the only guy.
Love your neighbors. And love your enemies. God bless y'all. Have a good night.
Big man.
Big Man Speak is out. Peace.
There you go. So, to reiterate, here you go. Sell that motherfucker. And
I'm gonna scare everybody in the movie theater. You can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible!
It
But what
is.
you can do is buy AMC stock. Millions coming, baby. AMC stock. You want to be a millionaire? AMC, I'm an ape. They call me the ape father, baby. You can't kill Michael Myers, but you can become a multi-millionaire, baby. AMC in the house. Wow!
all right. We got to try this real quick. Let's do 1.5 first.
I'm gonna scare everybody in the movie theater. You can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible! But what you can do is buy AMC stock. Millions coming, baby. AMC stock. You want to be a millionaire? AMC, I'm an ape. They call me the
can't
ape
keep
father,
up with
baby.
him.
You can't kill Michael Myers, but you can become
Can't keep up with him.
baby. AMC in the house. Wow!
Roll another blunt, man. Here we go.
I'm gonna scare everybody in the movie theater. You can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible! But what you can do is buy You want to be a millionaire? AMC, I'm an ape. They call me the ape father, baby. You can't kill Michael Myers, but you can become a multi-millionaire, baby. AMC in the house. Wow! I'm gonna scare everybody in the movie theater. You can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible! But what you can do is buy AMC stock. Millions coming, baby. AMC stock. You want to be a millionaire? AMC, I'm an ape. They call me the ape father, baby. You can't kill Michael Myers, but you can become a multi-millionaire, baby. AMC in the house. Wow!
It's fantastic. It's not letting me replay it. It's like, no, you can't do that. You can't kill Michael Myers. What are you talking about? All right.
I'm gonna scare everybody in the movie theater. You can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible! But what you can do is buy AMC stock. Millions coming, baby. AMC
Millions coming, baby.
stock. You want to be a millionaire? AMC, I'm an ape. They call me the ape father, baby. You can't kill Michael Myers, but you can become a multi-millionaire. Out of sight, out of mind. Sipping wine, someplace I can't. Baby, AMC in the house. Wow! My chin is something. You shouldn't be.
All right. So, what did we learn today? Well, Big Man Speaks is the pure soul. They still don't know how to interpret 13Fs properly. Short the VIX did not discover naked shorts because he doesn't understand bonds. They did a Control F search for naked. Yeah, that must be it. Yeah, we didn't get into this extended hours thing, although I did talk about it on Saturday. So you can go watch that live stream, I suppose. I could clip it out. The Ape Father. Oh, Lou is a cash grabber, and Edgar. We looked at Edgar. This is where you look at the 13 Fs. And yeah, all there is to say. Let's try it this way.
I'm gonna scare everybody in the movie theater. You can't kill Michael Myers!
Good night, everybody.
It's impossible!
Catch you on the next one.
What you can do is buy AMC stock. Millions coming, baby. AMC stock. You want to be a millionaire? AMC, I'm an ape. They call me the Ape Father, baby. You can't kill Michael Myers, but you can become a multi-millionaire, baby. AMC in the house.
Wow! See ya.
I'm gonna scare everybody in the movie theater. You can't kill